Mizuno have always offered exceptional irons, especially when it comes to the mid-handicap forgiving range that feel awesome. So how good is their latest offering for 2023? Well, today I have the latest offering from Mizuno, their JPX 923 range, ready for 2023 next year. Now I must say these look phenomenal. Already I can tell the Mizuno JPX 923 Hot Metal HL, the Mizuno JPX 923 Hot Metal Pro and the Mizuno JPX 923 Hot Metal are going to be a storm on the shelves. They look absolutely beautiful, but how do they perform? That is what we are here to find out today. I'm going to test these irons to an inch of their life, both out here on the golf course at Woolley Park and in the simulator room, to see just which iron maybe you should be using in 2023. So we're going to kick things off with the JPX 923 Hot Metal Pro. These are designed more for the lower handicap golfer, but still want that forgiveness. You still have plenty of tech in here to send that ball. Well, let me show you. Lovely low piercing ball flight there. I think that's going to be quite a different ball flight to the next club we're going to use. The JPX 923 Hot Metal, this is the middle of the pack. Let's see just what ball flight we get with this forgiving long iron. So straight away there, a lot easier to launch, much bigger presence down at the ball, and that stayed a little bit straighter as well, probably down to that offset. The last club in the trio I have for you today is the Mizuno JPX 923 Hot Metal HL, the high launch, and this just looks like it's going to be so easy. Let me show you. Right, that's almost like cheating. Look how high that's gone. Again, that's gone a little bit left, probably more offset on there than I would like. Let's get up there, let's see where they are. And remember guys, stay tuned if you want to see the numbers for the new Mizuno JPX 923 range. So we have the Hot Metal Pro bang in the middle of this fairway. Unfortunately, we caught the bunker with the standard Hot Metal, and the Hot Metal HL, which isn't really going to be suited to me, is over in that left-hand rough. Now for me, you could say that Mizuno have nailed it when it comes to a very high handicap iron, a high handicap iron and a mid-handicap iron. Or you could say they've crushed it with potentially the ultimate combo set for the everyday golfer who wants forgiving long irons, pretty forgiving mid irons, and really you just want some nice, sleek, sexy short irons. So I have the 7 irons here. We are 165 yards out, which is pretty much my 7 iron yardage. I'll go the opposite way around this time. I'm going to go Hot Metal HL to start with. So high launch, loads of offset. You can see on the screen here, quite a thick top line. For the beginner golfer, they're going to be pretty much everything you would want. And for me, the biggest accolade I can give these clubs is even though they're jam-packed full of forgiveness, they still look awesome. They do have a much wider sole, which Mizuno have worked on, try and improve that forgiveness, but also give you that nice feel. It's designed to reduce dampening and reduce vibrations with all the surrounding perimeter here. I'm going to go through tech in a second. We're into the wind here. Hopefully, we can sort of play this down a little bit. I'm going to have to play it right to left with the amount of offset on it. Try and get up to that green. Oh, it's so easy to get up in the air. Again, slightly left, it might cling on. It's just about clung on. For me, too much offset on these clubs, but for the everyday golfer who misses the shot right, these might be your absolute dream clubs. So we'll move down and we will go Hot Metal. Funnily enough, I can't really tell from looking at them too much difference between Hot Metal and Hot Metal Pro. Obviously, again, as you can see on screen, Hot Metal Pro does have shorter blade length, thinner top line, all that good stuff that maybe you do want. But for me, the standard 923 Hot Metal is almost like a cheating club when you want the feel, you want the performance, you want the looks, and you also want that forgiveness. I'm going to go more straight at this, into the wind. This looks so much better than the HL in my opinion. It feels better as well. That felt way softer. Again, just turning over a little bit. Not too bad at all. Lovely strike on that. One thing I certainly feel here is Mizuno haven't lost that lovely feel. The old nothing feels like a Mizuno. I know it is a marketing strap line, but certainly with the work that's gone into these, it isn't lost on them. Look how good that looks. That looks really, really good. I think a lot of golfers will look to maybe play these in the short irons, look much less offset, thinner top line. I'm going to try and play this in low. These should be more workable. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, go on. be the club. Oh, that is absolutely wonderful. That's the best shot of the bunch. As you can imagine, these clubs are the ones that would be more suited to myself, more a kind of low handicap club. But if you are a mid-handicap golfer, you're thinking, you know, I'm having lessons, I want to improve, I don't want to go and spend loads of money on clubs that maybe aren't going to suit me in the future, because clubs are quite expensive these days. Maybe something like this you could get because you get the forgiveness, but you can move forward with them and still progress through your golfing career. Let's see where they've finished, and let's see just how versatile they can be in different situations, because for me that's what makes a good golf club. So interestingly here we do have the Hot Metal Pro bang on line, just a tiny bit short. We have the standard Hot Metal just over on the left hand side flag high, and the Hot Metal HL up to the right hand side, there it is, right hand side a little bit long, so a little bit of a deviation there in the distance control. But I much prefer having that putt than those chips. And for me, quite interesting there, three very similar strikes, three very different results for three very different clubs in the same family. Guys, could you see yourself maybe putting these clubs in the bag? Could you see yourself going split set like I mentioned earlier? I think they've had an absolute winner if you can do that, if you can just find a set that suits you from tee to green through every single club in your bag. Now let me set the scene for you. You've smashed a drive down this fairway and you have 242 yards downhill into the par 5. You need to pitch it around 210, 215 to get on this green. Which club are you reaching for? Are you going Hot Metal? Are you going Hot Metal Pro? Or are you going Hot Metal Pro HL? Get in the comments below, guys, and let me know. Is also HT? I got that wrong. No, HL, I got it right. Get in the comments below and let me know which long iron would you be reaching for. Now, I'm going to kick things off with the Hot Metal Pro. Guys, stay tuned, because after this test we are going to jump in the studio. We're going to see just what difference you get with these clubs. But for now, get ready for this penetrating draw down to the par 5. Oh, that fell absolutely ridiculously good. That's scutting. That is honestly, for a forgiving iron, I honestly can't, I'm almost lost for words as to how good that felt and how straight it went as well. Right, Hot Metal, standard one, which is you. No, you're the HL. You can definitely tell the difference just from looking at the top line. Same again. More forgiveness here, more offset, easier to work to the left-hand side. See, I've turned that again just because of, it doesn't suit my eye, that. It's going to be down there. It's actually took a nice kick. And straight away, this for me is where I'm starting to think, you know what, I couldn't really have these in the long irons just because of the amount of offset, although I don't need that forgiveness. If you miss your long irons to the right, these could be a godsend. HL. Same shot as the first one. I almost feel like I have to aim out to the right with these, and this is going to go so high as well. Get that. When you know how to play it, it's not actually that bad. Right, let's jump in the studio. Let's see just what differences there are in these brand new Mizuno JPX 923s, and then let's talk a little bit of tech, because they've not redefined them. There's a few little tweaks. So this is probably the most amount of time I have spent testing golf clubs. I spent absolutely ages in the simulator room at Woolley Park Golf Club. I started off with the JPX 923 Hot Metal Pro, and for me they're definitely the iron that I would look at. You still get the element of forgiveness that you want, but just look at how many shots I hit on that target line, although they're not perfect. You saw that one go in the water. Then I moved up to the standard Hot Metal, and this is kind of that middle ground iron, little bit of offset, probably too much of a thicker top line than I would like, but still be able to hit ball flights like this when you strike it properly. Moving into the HL model, this actually surprised me. This is the one where I probably hit most shots close. As you can see, these ball flights here, not really moving too much. So I think once you get used to that element of forgiveness, you almost make a hole in one like that. Looking at the numbers then, all pretty similar, carrying 179 for the Hot Metal, 185 for the Hot Metal Pro, and 175 for the HL. I think really it's just the Hot Metal Pro for me, I felt a lot more at ease using it and a lot more comfortable. Spin rate's all pretty low, as you would expect for an iron like this. That is probably one of the only things that would stop me potentially putting some of these clubs in my bag. That, and I just kind of prefer the look of a more traditional looking iron.